Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back, or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. And as always, in all my videos, just simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Some interesting conversations with my spirit council about a topic that has come up for myself and for some of my clients, as well as some of my students. So I thought this is a great time to have a little chit chat here on the YouTube channel about expectations. Expectations. We place many expectations on ourselves. Many people place expectations on us. Society is full of expectations. And I think that this expectation topic can get very heavy sometimes and cause us to be weighed down sometimes by a vibration that we can shift out of a little bit. Now, I was watching some of my earlier YouTube videos, and when I first started this channel, I had all these expectations of the lighting has to be perfect, and I'm not great with my makeup, and I don't always look at the camera because when I channel, I focus somewhere else with my eyes. And I had all these expectations that if it's not perfect, people aren't going to watch it. And I finally got to the point of just simply allowing in those first few videos, yep, I'm not looking at the camera, and there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I put down all those expectations because I wanted to get out here and just film and share what I do and talk about spirituality and help people along the way. So I put down all those expectations that I had to be perfect on film. Simple enough. Yet it was a hard one to get my head around. We put expectations on ourselves to achieve 100% all the time or to always be doing very well. And if you do your best, if you got up today and your best was 50%, let that be enough. Expectations start when we're very young. There's expectations that, oh, the intention may be in the right place, kind of, sort of, but there's an expectation to hurry up and walk, hurry up and cut your teeth, hurry up and do this. There's expectations that you have to get good grades. If you've studied for something and worked hard and your very best was 50%, that's your very best. Be proud of what your very best brought you. And sometimes, sometimes our very best is just showing up in the morning with our eyes open. If that's your very best, lean into that. Take away the expectation that you have to do everything perfect. Everything needs to be done on time, all the time, that people need to be pleased all the time. These are some of the expectations that we put on ourselves. And what happens with those expectations, quite often it affects boundaries. Because if the expectation is that I can do everything for you at all times perfectly just the way you want them, it makes it really hard to insert the boundary with, today I'm sorry, I just can't help you with that, because your expectation is that I always can. So when we insert the expectation and we don't insert the boundary with it, we struggle with that. We start to struggle with, I couldn't do that for you. I couldn't do that for you. Or I showed up and my best wasn't good enough. I have no problem saying to people, I gave you what I had today. This was 100% of me today. And I'm not going to apologize if it wasn't good enough to meet your expectations. Today I gave what I could. And there are days that giving what we can be very minimal. If our own spiritual gas tank is low, or if we're having, some feelings that we're sorting through, our very best is going to be from that space that we're in. And we need to kind of embrace that and honor that within ourselves. Many people get burned out, or relationships start to struggle or crumble when we don't kind of shift out of expectations. Now, I can hear you. I can hear you thinking, well, some expectations have to be met. And yes and no. Yes, I understand that we have jobs and we've got responsibilities and there's expectations and that. But if you're doing your very best, sometimes people just need to be reminded of that. Today, this is my very best. I'm showing up and giving my very best, and putting down the concern or the worry that they're not happy with us. If it's our very best that's going forward, it's our very best that's going forward. And if that's not enough for some people, and this is a Lana thing, if it's not enough for you, then perhaps I need to change how I'm living my journey, whether that be a new job or, new social group. Sometimes if we cannot meet those expectations doing our best, it's time to think about that a little bit. With maybe I need to start opening up some new doors. Maybe I need to kind of feel somewhere that feels better for me to be. Society places a lot of expectations. Success is geared to, to grades and money, and success we measure things according to how successful we are, and there's a lot of expectations to meet those. There's a lot of social media expectations, and for me, this is a bit of a Lana thing. I like to take inventory on where the expectations are, and are they serving my highest good, whether that be with, social media or society's expectations. This is my journey, and I'm very clear on that the expectations to be something that I'm just not going to live there. I'm not going to live in that vibration. I need to be happy in my life, and the things that bring me happiness may be very different than what brings you happiness, and that's okay. It's okay to step out of those expectations, things that don't serve you. I always say that, as long as I have the people in my life with me, I would live anywhere. Wouldn't matter if it was, a camper or whatever that it is. What makes me happy is not meeting what society deems as successful. Big houses or fancy cars or lots in the savings account. Yes, all those things, may be nice for some people, but it's not an expectation that I'm putting on myself. That is not where I'm rating, or that's not how I'm rating my success. That's not how I'm rating what makes me happy. The expectations that society says that I must meet, for me, I evaluate those all the time. I truly do. I sit with that. What am I expecting here? And I've learned through my journey with spirituality that sometimes it's a great benefit to go in with no expectations and just allow and be present in that moment, and just to show up and do my very best today. And there are so many different types of expectations that you can kind of lean into and review. The expectations sometimes that you have to have a big dinner on the table. I'm very clear with those around me. There may be dinner on the table, but don't hold the expectation that it's going to be a 4-course meal every night, because some days it might just be soup and salad. So you just, I know that's a very simple one, but when you see the expectations that we kind of have in our life that can add the stress, that can add the frustration, that can make it very difficult to continue doing your best every day, have a sit down with some of your expectations, journal them, have a look, and, are there any expectations there that you can shift out of, or have different conversations with people? I'm sorry, my very best today doesn't include being able to meet that expectation. You'd be surprised how well it can be received. And it starts to honor you. It honors you in such a big way. I did my best today, and I'm going to let that be enough. That's what I'm putting on myself today. I am wishing you, as always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit-guided day.